What is going on, guys? Today we are back in the gym and we are in day 2 of my workout routine, and today we're doing a pull day. So the first exercise we're doing is deadlifts. Now this is without a doubt one of the best exercises for back. However, it's extremely easy to injure yourself. So if you are not using proper form, you do not want to do this exercise, because if you injure yourself, you are going to be out of the gym for months most likely. So make sure for this one you're using proper form. And just very briefly to go over the form here, you want to make sure that you're retracting your scapula and you're pushing up with your legs. You don't want to use your back to lift up the weight, as funny as that sounds. You want to make sure that you're retracting your scapula and pushing up with your legs. This exercise definitely needs a video on its own for the proper form, but just very briefly what I mentioned, just keep those points into consideration. Also, you want to make sure that for this exercise you are warming up properly. You do not want to jump into heavy weight right away. That is just asking for an injury. So make sure you do at least like 2 or 3 sets and you're using lighter weight and you're really warming up. And on this particular day, I think I did 3 working sets of 5. I'm just getting back into it, but I usually go for about 5 to 10 reps on this exercise. The next exercise I did was close grip pull downs. Now this exercise, I've seen a lot of people cheating and really using their body weight to move the weight down. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your legs are firm in place and you're really just focusing on your lats to bring the weight down. Now I have 2 pull days during the week. One is going to be a close grip pull and one is going to be a wide grip pull. This happens to be the close grip day, but make sure for this exercise, I see a lot of people pulling with their biceps, but you want to make sure that you're pulling with your back. This is not a bicep exercise, and I prefer to work out biceps when I'm working out biceps, when I'm doing a bicep exercise. So make sure that you're just pulling with your back and you're imagining your arms are just hooks. So really just retracting the scapula. And you notice here too that I'm not actually touching the bar on my chest. And I find that when my back is fully retracted, my arms don't actually touch my chest. So that's why you find that it looks like I'm kind of doing half reps. And this is not actually cheating. I'm just retracting my back to the full extension where I'm not using my biceps. So I find that if I go any further, then I start to work on my biceps more than my back. And I'm trying to focus just on back here, and I leave biceps till later when I'm actually doing bicep exercises. So for this exercise, I like to do about 3 to 4 sets, and I do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps. It's a little bit higher in the rep range. Exercise number 3 is the bent over dumbbell row. Now I've not done this specific exercise in a long time. I just decided to put it back into my workout routine, but it looks kind of awkward the way that I'm pulling it. Like I'm pulling it really towards my waist. Looks funny, but I promise it works out really well. And shout out to my cousin who I trained with in Libya. I picked this up from him, and I find that when I do it this way, I get a better contraction. So we're going to start off with the weaker side and then move to the stronger side and then rest for 1 to 2 minutes. And for this exercise, you want to do 3 to 4 sets, and same thing, you're doing 10 to 15 reps. So we are done with back now, and we are moving on to biceps. Now the first exercise we're doing is seated curls. Now I get a lot of compliments on my biceps, and if there's any tip I can give to develop them is to not use super heavy weight and really focus on contracting the muscle. As you can see in this clip, I'm not using super heavy weight, but you can see that I'm doing it nice and controlled, and I'm really focusing on flexing the bicep rather than just swinging the weight up. Now I do about 3 to 4 sets, and I like to keep the rep range a little bit lower. I like to do about 5 to 10. We are done with biceps, and now we're moving on to the back of the shoulder, and we are doing rear delt machine flies. Now a lot of people struggle to develop their shoulders, and they don't realize that if you want big shoulders, you should be focusing more on the back of the shoulders than you do on the front. Now when it comes to working out the rear delts, I see a lot of people focusing on their traps rather than the rear delts. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this exercise or any rear delt exercise, you are focusing on actually using the rear delts and not the traps. So you want to keep the traps nice and relaxed and really focus on moving it with the rear delts. Now it's not wrong to squeeze your traps together, but here's how I look at it. If you're trying to work out your rear delts, you should focus on rear delts and not any other muscle. And if you want to work out your traps, then you should focus on doing a trap exercise, not while you're doing rear delts. So just make sure that your traps are nice and relaxed and you're really focusing on squeezing your rear delts. After the machine flies, I moved into bent over dumbbell flies, and the reason why I'm doing 2 exercises for this, I know it's a small muscle, is because the rear delt for me is a weak point. And in general, if you have any sort of weak body part, then it's good to add in an extra exercise. And with the rear delts, I'm really focusing on high reps. I don't like to do anything less than 12 reps. So my rep range is usually about 12 to 20. So the last exercise we're doing is dumbbell shrugs for traps. And you want to make sure that you're not going just straight up. Rather, you want to squeeze them together and move up at the same time in a sort of triangular motion like this. Now the traps are a fairly big muscle, and in order to stimulate them, you want to use heavy weight for this. As heavy as you can go, obviously you don't want to cheat your form, but you want to make sure that you are using heavy weights. And if this means using equipment such as straps in order to be able to handle the weight, then I definitely recommend using them. And for this exercise, I do about 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Now that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the workout. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.